when I speak to institutional investors, they say that it's the lack of digitization and standardization in international trade finance, which often stops them from investing, because they need packaged, standardized assets to be able to put in their funds. Can you comment on that? Do you see that? And I leave it to you.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's the crux of the matter. We need to realize the payment tools that we have at our disposal in our sector are fundamentally changing. You know, the LC business, I believe, is down to 10%. And so the vast majority of SME traders in emerging markets do not have anywhere near the capacity required for banking payment tools such as letters of credits. And so they have to explore outside banking channels. And there you do not have any structure whatsoever, as you've pointed out, and you need to build that structure. Otherwise, what you have is tailor-made solutions which are costly and time-consuming. Now, the digitization process occurs at multiple levels, and you have to go back to fundamentals. What is the risk? The risk is twofold. One is you have a credit risk on the counterparties, and two, you have a transaction risk on the underlying transaction. And so the digitization process has to focus on both. So the credit risk, KYC, AML, how do you deal with that? The transaction risk, bill of lading, but also the invoice side of things. We have to remember that at the end of the day, when you offer credit, it's based around an invoice as well, not only the underlying transaction, which is a bill of lading. And so what we provide within our sphere and as Triterras are various tools that mitigate both these risks in specific ways, which added together come to mitigate risk more generally. And that digitization process is not only us. Many companies are looking at that and trying to form solutions on electronic bills of lading, which are very interesting, but only represent 1% of the bill of lading market, to KYC and AML and so forth. These tools, I think, are critical as we are rebuilding the fundamental building blocks of trade finance and commodity trading.